Hit the button as we continue Danganronpa. I know you were dark, that's no big deal. Man, I'm bushed. I got no motivation at all. And Monophanie's period is late too. Father, why do you know Monophanie's cycle?
And another thing.
Never mind that. Perhaps this lack of motivation is due to a lack of hibernation.
Yeah?
Lack of hibernation?
Yeah.
I've been sleeping well lately, so I haven't really been able to hibernate. That's awful. What could be causing it?
Ah.
Is it 'cause you have a lot on your mind?
Huh?
Is it 'cause your graveyard shift pays a better hourly wage?
Huh? Really?
Is it 'cause you don't want them to think you're just goofing around?
Huh?
Is it 'cause you want to stay friends?
Huh?
Is it 'cause you want to watch it in real time? Father? He's gone into hibernation, so we should let him be.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Night-night. Hibernation! I'm sorry, let me try that again. Hibernation!
My head! Monotaro! Pull yourself together! I feel like I'm forgetting someone important to me, but I just can't.
It's probably Monophony.
My head! My head hurts so much, I just can't remember. Have you forgotten? Maybe that's for the best.
Right now, you're on the threshold.
From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited to meet his daddy, you know?
Wait, what? Is that actually really happening?
Daddy? Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
I thought that was all a joke.
What a colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
We understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Mew's actions. So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Me too.
Let's see. Mew manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
That she did, by the way. We've seen this scene probably 5 times by now.
She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit kill her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Mew did it. If Mew did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof. Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
It's true.
No say such mean things. Killing game bad, not Mew. Mew not bad person. Grown to think we could have been friends, if things different.
That might have been difficult, even without this killing game.
That wouldn't happen.
Nuh-uh. No way, Jose.
I mean, they didn't get to know her. We were getting to know her.
Huh?
She was a masochist. So, that's just, yeah.
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. If Mew was killed on the roof of the mansion, the culprit must have moved Mew's avatar to the chapel after killing her, right?
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Which would mean it is somebody. It was, Gonta, Kokichi, or Tsumugi. One of those three.
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
Well, hold on. So we still don't know what... There was a glitch in one of the avatars. We don't know whose that is.
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall? I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Going to not throw her!
We know. You couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical strength equalized? That problem. Gonta no can protect everyone if that happens.
You already said this in the game.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
How did they send Mew's avatar to the other side of the wall?
Dashing through the snow.
Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard.
She would have had to have been strangled first. Right?
Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy? That's when you found the dead Mew there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind that the noise is related to this case. We need to figure out what that sound could have been. It might be the clue we need to solve this case. What was it? It sounded like something slamming hard into something else. So what were those two things? It could be... I want to say Mew hitting the wall.
That's it!
Yeah.
I think the sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall. The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Mew colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Mew's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard. We felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
Hold on, Kokichi.
Why is he
What's
leading
up with
us?
the way you're talking?
For real.
Why are you talking like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Friends? Us?
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
A way of transporting Mew's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Getting Mew's avatar to crash into the chapel from the mansion's roof. There's only one way I can think of how to do that.
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
We got it. We're fine. Don't need it.
You're what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
It's almost like he killed her, and
If the
he's
culprit
trying to
needed force to move
make
the
it
body,
fun.
I wonder how they did it.
But he couldn't have touched her, is the thing. Kokichi is talking as if he's got the whole thing figured out already. But I can't let him distract me. I need to solve the case. How to make Mew hit the chapel wall from the roof of the mansion. I'm going to find the answer in Hangman's Cabin. Ride the sled off the roof? Slide off the roof? Oh, slope or slap? Hold on. Slip. Slip off roof. That's a weird way to put it. Or is it slip? Oh, come here. Obtained hidden Monokuma! Yes! Success. Already worth it. Okay, slid off roof. Need 2 Fs. I didn't see an R. Dang it. I need an R, 2 O's, and an F. R, O, F. Okay, you know that one? That one's probably the closest that game's ever been to making sense.
The culprit used the sloped roof as a slide for Mew's avatar.
Everybody gets 1.
Slide?
Nah, man. Even with the slope and the snow, Mew's body wouldn't have slid.
Wrong. It would slide.
Thanks, Divination.
But the avatars can generate friction. We wouldn't have been able to walk otherwise. So I doubt that it would have had that much momentum.
No. It would slide.
It wouldn't slide, just like Maki Roll said.
It would slide, just like Shumai said.
Shumai?
Who the hell is Shumai?
Oh, he's a pupil of Ramen Man. Sorry, my hobby slipped in.
Oh, Harry, by the way. Happy Monday, sir. How you doing? None. I'm positive that that's how Mew's avatar was moved, but maybe the culprit used something else as well to help her body slide. We're doing Spifftastic, Harry. I'm exhausted. I've been exhausted since Saturday. Saturday was super exhausting, but a lot of
Even if her
fun.
avatar slid off the roof, would it slide off that quickly?
Wait,
Well, duh, it would.
If
Gladys.
it made that much noise. it must have built up a lot of
Excalibur!
Lots of snow piled up on roof. But not frozen solid, right?
You'd still slide, though.
In the real world, it might be difficult. But in the virtual world, perhaps not.
That's not the issue. Sliding down snow is easy to do. You just need a sled or skis to cut the friction.
There was nothing like that.
Give me a V.
That's wrong.
I thought that one was easy too. I think we've only missed once.
No, wait. There was something.
We're doing
that could
pretty
have been
well
used to help slide Mew's body.
this trial.
Do you remember the lattice that was found by Mew's avatar? The culprit laid her on top of that, then used it as a sled on the roof.
Excalibur!
I did notice the lattice in the storage room.
Okay,
when I
this
first
picture
looked.
actually helps. I was wondering where that toilet paper came from. I thought that thing on the second from the top shelf on the left was toilet paper. I guess it's not. Soul Eater was nice. I love that freaking anime.
But during the investigation, I saw that it was gone.
The lattice that was found next to the chapel is the one that disappeared from the roof?
I never read the manga divination, so I don't know what parts deviated.
Then that's it. The culprit used the lattice as a sled.
Ding, ding, ding! That's correct!
By the way, this is the only time Kaito
the culprit killed
definitely
Mew on
is
the
not
roof,
the killer.
They placed her corpse on a sled.
You know, we can say that for absolute certainty. Time of death was 6:30. He was forcibly logged out at 5:17.
And slid her down the roof's steep slope.
Which is good for him.
The sled picked up speed, flew off the roof, glided through the wall only objects could pass through, and hit the chapel.
They would have had to know about the wall and about her being an object. Oh yeah,
The
I know what you're
impact
talking
made
about.
all of her belongings scattered, including the hammer and cell phone.
Just like that hedgehog who loses all his rings whenever he crashes into stuff. I hate that guy and his worldwide fame and his stupid games, and I hate that hedgehog!
He's got his motivation back! Hate something!
Daddy, I'm glad you're feeling motivated again, but you shouldn't be so hateful. You gotta be an example to our new family.
Yeah, Father. Or should I start calling you Grandfather now?
Now that we know how the body slid down, we're just one step away from the culprit. Well, Shuichi, do you know who the culprit is?
That's interesting, divination. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but that's pretty cool for Death City. The culprit.
Yeah. In the end, we'll still need to guess the culprit, huh?
Oh, we can finally look at Kyu. Look at his portrait. Huh. Like, what is that supposed to be? Just like ghostiness? I don't know. It's steam? Because he was cooked? Yeah, because he was boiled. Got it.
But Gonta can't believe one of us killed Mew.
However, since we know she was killed on the roof, we can narrow down the list of suspects. Meaning, the culprit must be someone who was investigating the mansion. Aside from Mew, the people at the chapel could not go through the wall or cross the river.
So that means the suspects are Kaito, Samugi, Shuichi, and Gonta.
For some reason, I suspect Kibo. Because all I'm trying to think of is the person who's the culprit would have to know about the wall To know about the wall, they have to be good with computer speak. I think someone else's avatar had an error and could be considered an object, so they could go through as well. So I'm not going to rule out anybody.
That's real sneaky, leaving yourself off the list.
The people in the chapel were all together the whole time. Never mind. Kibo's the one that found the body. It couldn't have been him.
Oh, you got me.
That's right. 5 suspects. I know it's homophobic. I'm sorry, Oshawott. Please don't hate me. Meet Tsumugi, Gonta, Kokichi, and Kaito. We don't know enough to name the culprit yet, but one of them is suspicious. When we were talking about the rooftop, they clearly lied. But what reason would they have to lie? I'll need to press them for information before making any judgments. I think it's Kokichi.
It's you!
Yep. Now, this isn't the final decision, so it might not end up being him.
There's something I need to know.
What do you need to know?
Why did you lie just now?
Which lie are you talking about, Shuichi? I lie a lot, so you'll need to jog my memory.
Fine. I'll expose your lie right now.
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. It all began when Mew showed us the map. That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof. How did you know it was... Okay, first off, he wouldn't have known there was a slope if he didn't go up there, and he wouldn't have known it was locked if he didn't try to go up there. Oh wait, he did try to go... He said he went up there, but it was locked. I think.
It was that testimony that bothered me.
I don't think it's this one. So let's try the one in the middle. What does it say? Also, I never went to the roof. What is this one? We have plenty of time. That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof. I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting. I think it's this one.
I see it!
Yeah. He had to have gone to the roof.
When you were explaining that the door to the roof was locked, you said...
Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
But later, you said...
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof has a pretty steep slope. And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
That's a lot of specific information. Stuff you wouldn't know if you hadn't been there.
Oh yeah! Now that you mention it, how did you know all that stuff?
You could probably see the steep slope of the roof from outside the mansion. But you wouldn't know about the brick handrail unless you went up to the roof yourself.
Huh? What?
What's this all about, Kokichi? Did you actually go to the rooftop?
I didn't. I already told you that before.
He's never stuttered before.
Why you look so nervous?
Is this a sincere reaction?
I can't tell anymore.
But there's no evidence that proves I went to the roof. Wait, I remember now. That thing Himiko said.
Me?
At the start of the class trial, I remember you saying the handrail was made of bricks. Ooh, you so clumsy, girl. Gotta be more careful there, Himiko.
I don't remember her saying that.
Is it my fault?
Did she?
Himiko really say that?
She totally said that.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Kibo, what did she say?
She did not.
Use your recording
she
function.
Did too.
Then when? Tell me how long ago. In hours, minutes, and seconds.
That's unreasonable, actually.
What a worthless fight!
Hey, he's back.
Stop them, Grandpa! All this terrible fighting is bad for the baby!
Yeah, Grandfather. Stop them before your grandkid is born.
I'm not gonna apologize, because Himiko said it.
So damn stubborn.
How much longer are you going to behave like this?
We don't have time for this. But Kokichi is stubborn. He won't fess up no matter what. But if he's being this stubborn, it makes me think he has something to hide. To get him to show his hand, I have to prove he was on the roof. I might not like it, but I have to be aggressive. If we don't get the whole truth now, everyone's lives are in danger. This makes me think this is the part where we lie.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies.
Because usually it wouldn't say that unless we had to lie. So Kokichi was agreed to meet with Mew on top of the rooftop, but because the door of the roof was locked, he couldn't. Because of that, he returned to the salon and decided to search there. There are no witnesses who can confirm whether or not Kokichi was actually in the salon.
Man,
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
So what did Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
liars burn in hell, you know.
If you're lying, I'll set your pants on fire!
Fire!
That's fine, because I'm not lying.
Then why do you look so nervous?
Oh, maybe we're not doing it. Have I done any back routes? What do you mean? Gosh, what? Kokichi's lying for sure, but if he keeps throwing lies at me, I have to fight fire with... Okay, we are lying.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
Is it this one? Stop. I'm trying to...
So what did Kokichi do?
Dang it.
I turned back at once, of
That's
course.
the only one I can think of to shoot at.
And stayed in the salon the whole time, you know?
Is that
Liars
it?
burn in hell, you know.
It's one of those two. There's only two here.
I'll set your pants on fire!
That's fine, because I'm not lying.
A back route is where
Then
you
why do you
can
look so
lie, but you don't
nervous?
have to. I think that's this. Not that we haven't done this trial yet. That's why it makes... And he says fight fire with fire. So it tells me we have to lie.
I didn't go to the roof.
I've had enough of your lies, man.
I'm not lying. The rooftop door was locked and I couldn't open it.
I can't even hit it.
Kokichi do?
I turned back at once, of course. And stayed in the salon.
The whole time, you know.
I'll reveal the truth.
I mean, we couldn't hit the other one, so I tried the next one over.
Kokichi, you're lying right now, aren't you?
Huh? Lying about what?
Just before the murder occurred, I went to the salon to check on you. But you weren't there.
What? Really?
I waited there for a while. You never showed up.
What's this all about, Kokichi? Didn't you go right back to the salon after finding the roof door locked?
If it's clear you have to, it's not a back route. There's a small trick to knowing when you have to do it. So there's telegraphed ones like that, where at the end of it, it tells us fight fire with fire, because he's lying. But you're saying there's other times when I would just need to kind of guess. We'll do that if we get stuck.
I see. You use underhanded tactics too, huh, Shuichi? So who are you guys gonna believe? Shuichi or me?
Well, of course I'm gonna believe Shuichi.
Yeah, dude, you lie your butt off all the time.
I believe Shuichi 100%.
The one who's not Kokichi.
100 house points. Oh, no. Himiko points to Shuichi.
Harry Potter reference number whatever. Thank you, Himiko.
But to go to the salon, Shuichi would need to pass by me in the dining room. I wonder why I didn't notice Shuichi there. Oh well, I'll believe Shuichi anyway. He's usually right about stuff.
Exactly.
Sorry, but going to believe Shuichi too.
I see. I wanted at least Gonta to believe me.
What comes around goes around. That's what happens to liars like you.
Why do you guys hate lies that much? There's only one truth, but endless possibilities for lies, you know? And some of them are only white lies, or lies to be kind to people. If you deny all of that just because it's a lie, then that means you guys are just terrible at being lied to. Seriously, the worst!
Just spit it out already. You went to the roof, didn't you?
Isn't that where he met up with Mew?
I'm so glad it is voice acted to begin with, Divination. Just, it gives the characters more character.
No, he didn't just meet her there. He probably killed.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you if you want to know that badly. Consider this my revenge.
Revenge?
You got some balls lying to me. I'm gonna take away your fun for pissing me off, Shuichi. I won't let you do any detective work, or deduction, or mystery solving, or anything.
Oh?
So, I'll confess everything. You guys better listen carefully.
Confess?
A confession? So you are the culprit after all.
I came up with a plan after Mew asked me to meet up with her.
I like the ellipses above his face that says confessing.
She asked me
Like it's
pretty
processing.
eagerly, too. So I decided to pry some info out of her. She gave me the rundown of the virtual world before she explained it to you guys. As I listened, I realized she was planning a murder. On me, no less. When I investigated the virtual world, I found out that a person can die from shock. Without a doubt, she planned to use that for my murder. So that's when I decided to prepare my own crime with her plan. I pretended to cooperate with her and lured everyone into the virtual world. That's also why I worked together with Monokuma.
You worked together with Monokuma?
I guess the jig is up. Yeah, everything he said is true. Kokichi came to me with an idea to make the killing game more interesting.
I have to agree with you there, Divination. You don't choose somebody who's that smart as your victim.
It was such a good idea, I decided to place a motive in the killing game simulator.
You added a motive?
I didn't see a motive.
Then the secret of the outside world is the motive,
Oh.
right?
Does that mean there is actually a secret?
No fair! Monokuma can't take sides!
I didn't help him with anything, and I had nothing to do with the murder itself. He merely suggested a way to spice up the killing game, and I accepted. Kokichi and I had a quid pro quo relationship. Technically, that doesn't violate the rules.
Bullshit! No matter how you look at it, you guys are working together.
Shh, calm down. I'll explain my relationship with Monokuma, so let me finish my confession.
I'm fine with that, but you're confessing without much of a fight.
I told you, I'm gonna get in the way by taking away the mystery-solving fun. If I can't win this game, then I'll make it boring for everyone. That's my revenge.
Oh, darn.
Well then, the culprit is Gonta.
What? Huh? What did you...
Wait! When did Gonta kill Mew?
That's a lie! He didn't kill her! Kokichi's just lying!
Also, I agree, Alexrod. His Monokuma's voice
now
finally
you're
did
trying
get
to pin
better.
things on Gonta? Do you really expect us to believe such an obvious lie?
Yeah, there's no way Gonta could commit a murder this complicated. He's not smart.
It's my turn now! The truth is, Gonta and I worked together. We formed a duo to end this killing game. As the Killing Game Busters!
This is so believable.
What Busters?
We must win this killing game in order to end this killing game.
What you mean, we?
By the way, I came up with a murder plan, and Gonta carried it out.
Gonta what?
Why are you more surprised by that than the first thing he said?
'Cause Gonta have no idea what he's talking about.
Come on, quit lying and tell us the truth.
Gonta is telling the truth! He's not someone who lies all the time like you!
I'm gonna laugh if it turns out Gonta's the smartest person here.
And no matter how naive Gonta may be, I doubt he would ever team up with Kokichi.
Yeah, not after insect meet and greet incident.
It's obvious what he's trying to do. Gonta doesn't understand the virtual world, so Kokichi's trying to trick him. He's trying to sacrifice Gonta to escape from his crime!
You're a terrible person! How dare you use Gonta like that?
You're right. I'm sorry. I did something horrible to Gonta. I didn't want Shuichi to hog all the glory, so I told everyone the truth!
Cut that out! I told you it's not gonna work!
Those are our two suspects from what I picked. I picked Kokichi or Gonta because Gonta was outside.
Don't you think I could have pulled the strings and made Gonta carry out my commands?
It doesn't matter if it's possible or not, because I say it's just impossible!
It does matter. There's no need to bring emotions into class trials. All we need is logical thinking. Right, Shuichi?
What?
Gonta not understand what's going on. But still, Gonta not kill Mew. Gonta really not know anything. And also, Gonta not tell lies. And Gonta not make trouble for others. 'Cause that not how gentlemen act. That why Gonta not culprit.
Yeah, Gonta's not lying. I can tell just by looking at him.
I already used my magic to check. Gonta's definitely not lying.
Well, there you go. I'm convinced.
Then let me ask you guys. If it's not Gonta, then who's the culprit?
You, of course!
Come on! There's already proof that I couldn't have killed Mew.
There's already proof?
Yeah.
Oh, did you forget already? Then let me make it clear again. Why I can't be the culprit!
Ugh. Sitting on his
I
avatar.
am not the culprit. Didn't I prove that to you guys already? The clue is how Mew is killed.
Mew got strangled to death, right?
Toilet paper was the murder weapon.
Yeah, toilet
You would
paper.
have totally resisted if she was being strangled, right? Then it would have been impossible for someone as weak as me.
You talking about the strength of your virtual avatar? That wouldn't matter if you strangled her from behind.
In which case, even if she did resist, the most she could have done is merely touch the culprit.
Exactly. She couldn't struggle much. So you could have kept strangling her.
No problem.
That's wrong!
I missed the V just barely.
Actually, maybe it wasn't possible
Hold
for
on.
Kokichi to strangle Mew.
What if Kokichi's avatar was the one with the error? He could have been stronger and, like, not affected by it. The
Why
paralysis
wasn't it
thing.
possible?
I just want it to be him. It's like Byakuya all over again.
Mew modified my avatar, so if she attacked me, I wouldn't be able to resist. If Mew touched me, then I'd be unable to move.
Huh?
So I would have had to kill her instantly, such as stabbing or hitting. I couldn't have murdered her by strangulation, because it'd be game over if she touched me.
What?
Well, if you were using the toilet paper, you wouldn't need to touch her directly.
But if you can't be touched while you're wrapping the toilet paper around her neck, then it would be impossible.
Which means, as long as she died from strangulation, it couldn't have been me.